coming off the Fully Loaded pay-per-view with a massive audience expected on Raw. WCW started with Hogan and Nash setting up a tag match with mystery partners for the main event, in addition to a video package for Goldberg to establish his new Megadeth song, showing Hennig's footage from Thunder challenging him to a match. With Eric Bischoff going to outside names to bring more exposure to the product. After the Megadeth performance on July 5, the company hyped a Kiss performance set for next month. With Vince McMahon himself doing several talk shows and interviews in the last month, the most talked about one was done on July 22 for TSN's Off the Record, talking in depth for the first time on the Owen tragedy and the decision not to stop the show, the funeral cost controversy, in addition to making headlines on the Canadian show by taking personal shots at Bret Hart, saying that he barely mentioned Owen during their meeting, with Bret responding as he previously said, was told not to talk about Owen due to the lawsuit going on, as the Hart-McMahon issues escalated to new heights. Sting came out for his first show as president of the company, saying that somebody in the back wants a tag partner for tonight, telling Hogan that if he turns on him he's gonna get him later. Unlike the usual promoted segment at the top of the hour, the crossover segment started with a match that was interrupted by an unannounced Randy Savage 50 seconds in. Savage called out Hogan, Nash and Rodman before being interrupted by Team Madness. As that was going on in the ring, Dennis Rodman showed up on stage kidnapping George with Savage running after him. Minutes later it was another unannounced appearance as Bill Goldberg came out accepting Curt Hennig's challenge from Thunder, setting up Goldberg vs. Hennig in Goldberg's first match from injury. The Big Raw from Cleveland started fast with Taker backstage at the Gunn Arena attacking both X-Pac and Road Dogg after interference last night helped cost him the match. Eventually getting to the ring with Kane coming out for the save and Big Show and Taker joining forces to lay them out. Moments later a limousine arrived and Vince McMahon came out with the announcers selling the surprise with Vince breaching the contract of him taking himself off television. The WWF from the creative to talent with the expected increased interest on top of already peak numbers, put on one of the most eventful Raw broadcasts of all time, with major angles coming up one after another in a fast-paced format. After Waltman was taken out in an ambulance, during a tag match of the Acolytes against Edge and Christian, Kane was back to the ring taking out everyone involved, before asking for the microphone to a big pop from the crowd for the first Kane promo, promising to take Taker and Show after their attack on Waltman. With footage showing that after the ambulance drove off, Blackman ran over Shamrock in the parking lot to continue advanced storylines. Vince walked to the ring at 9:28 p.m. for the official farewell segment, with Austin Schoen arriving to the building moments prior to it to signal to viewers that the confrontation is coming up next. Next on TNT was David Flair and Tori coming out for a promo, with David cutting an H-heel promo and hyping up the match with Benoit for tonight. While backstage Randy Savage continued to go crazy, running to Rodman's trailer outside the building. Vince started that he's not here to break a promise and breach the contract, saying that he didn't want last night surrounded by blood and beer to be his final appearance, wanting to come to Raw for a more formal farewell so people can remember him the way he looks tonight, bringing out Steve Austin to the ring, promoted as the final confrontation of the program that helped lit up the company to unimaginable heights. Vince told Austin that even if it seems like they're worlds apart, deep down they're just alike, offering a handshake with Austin refusing, saying that with everything McMahon put him through in the last 2 years, the more fun he had proving him that he could never take him out, bringing JR to the ring to sing the goodbye song and write McMahon off television. The segment, which gained around 1.3 million viewers, drew a huge 7.8 rating, the highest rated segment in Monday Night War's history. Bill Goldberg's in-ring return was next, working his first televised match back since May with him signing a new massively increased contract. Goldberg and Hennig placed to start at the end of the second hour, went 3 minutes with Goldberg going through the entire Cowboys faction, bumping WCW over 1 million viewers to a 3.5 rating. With Rock artistically distancing himself from any other performer in the industry by the week, his performances and promos became a standalone spectacle in itself, with viewers' anticipation to see how he tops himself again on the night. Coming a day after a memorable promo making a mockery out of Triple H's complaints about being buried after the curtain call, using Cole again as a merchandise stand and running down Hunter, Gunn and Chyna in another classic promo. In the build-up to the Road Wild pay-per-view, WCW aired a video package on Hogan and Nash's history from '96 to '99, going through all the major moments from the formation of the NWO, the split to Wolfpack and Hollywood and the reunion match at the Georgia Dome. When it looked like Raw has peaked after the record segment 20 minutes ago, Triple H and Chyna came out with Hunter hyping his SummerSlam title match against Austin, while debuting his game nickname after the JR interview an hour before Fully Loaded. Chyna then called out Rock, coming out before being attacked by Billy Gunn. Rock took the microphone cutting a promo and challenging Gunn and Chyna for a handicap match later to set up the main event. The Rock and DX segment, in addition to the first half of a Taker Show and Kane match, gained over 1 million viewers to a 7.8 rating, making it the highest rated quarter in Monday Night War's history. As with both mega segments rounded up to 7.8 ratings, the McMahon-Austin segment did a 7.77 rating, while the Rock DX segment and handicap match did a 7.81 with around 600,000 viewers more. Records continue to be shattered by the minute as after 2 all-time peaks in the last 40 minutes, Raw's overall second hour set an all-time record for the highest opposed hour in history with a 7.3 rating, as viewership remained at peak levels, showing interest on every stage of the card with the product booming across the board. WCW started to pick up from 10:30 on, first jumping around 1 million viewers to a 3.5 rating for Chris Benoit against David Flair. With Rick off the show this week after the Sting presidency match, Benoit had the match won with Robinson not counting until Page ran out to give Flair the win, leading to a post-match brawl with the groups. Going up against it, Raw had Triple H entering Austin's dressing room as a cliffhanger just before a commercial break, with JR later letting viewers know that Austin wasn't in the room, along with entrances and first half of Shamrock vs. Hunter. The final quarter saw WCW jumping another 800,000 viewers to a show-high 4.1 rating for the main event tag match, going 9 minutes with Nash revealing Seed as the mystery partner, while Raw took 2 commercial breaks just before the main event. Triple H came back out for the 3rd time tonight on commentary for the match, going back and forth with JR throughout in a continuation of the Heat interview last night. The finish of the tag match saw Nash giving Hogan a chair shot to the head after Rick Steiner's interference, with Hogan doing a blade job and Nash getting the pin. Goldberg ran out post-match but was taken out with Rick's chair shots, ending the show with big heat for the heel group, leaving Goldberg, Hogan and Sting laying out to close the show, peaking the night in the overrun with a 4.4 rating. The Rock vs. Billy Gunn in Chyna main event gained big with over 1.1 million viewers to a 7.5 rating, going 8 minutes with Hunter attacking JR to bring out Austin, while Rock took out Gunn in Chyna in the ring, with the show going off the air just as Rock was about to give Gunn the people's elbow and Austin and Hunter brawling ringside. With the huge combined audience during the overrun at record levels approaching 14 million viewers, meaning an unprecedented figure of over 20% of people watching cable television were tuned into USA and TNT, with Raw overall drawing a record-setting 7.1 rating, the joint highest opposed rating in history.